Hi, my name is Darren Bartlett, and I love talking African affairs, especially when it comes to current affairs. Now, you can only support me or this journalism journey by subscribing so that you don't get to miss out on any information that I bring. Now, Congo, since late last year to as soon as 2 weeks ago, have been in the news. 2 weeks ago, it's been about signing a peace deal between the government and the M23, bringing an end to the escalations that have been happening in the eastern part of Congo. But this time, it is still related to the same issue because the gentleman you see right in this corner, Joseph Kabila, is set to face trial starting today in the military court, and the charges that have been brought against him are crimes against peace. Yep, that's what it is. So if you remember, around January, he came out and he was saying that the reason why the M23 are making strong advances in Congo and the war is escalating is because the government failed to honor its agreements with M23 and completely blamed the escalations in the eastern part of Congo on Felix Tshisekedi's government. And we saw him having some pictures with the M23. In fact, they confirmed that he was in Congo, in Goma, in Kivu with the M23. So the government in Congo said that Kabila has actually been working with the M23 to cause the instability in the eastern part of DRC. Something that is very interesting because he was the president, left the country, has been living in exile for almost 2 years, living in South Africa, where he even made speeches, press conferences, addressing the issues that happen in Congo. That's really an escalation that I didn't expect. Why? Because Kabila, if you see how Felix Tshisekedi came to power, Kabila played a key role to see that Felix Tshisekedi actually takes power. And the guy today leading the M23 was actually the head of the Electoral Commission in Congo. And all these people you would want to say were friends of Joseph Kabila. I actually thought that the two would work in hand, or maybe Kabila would be the guy to bring the two guys together and stop the escalations that are happening in Congo. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem that it's going to be the case. So Joseph Kabila, trial starts. The thing is that he's not going to appear because he's not there. That doesn't stop trial to happen in absentia because it can. I mean, trial can kick off even when the defendant is not available. They can even pass judgment in the absence of the defendant. So that is what I think is going to happen. But I think that in the presence where we are trying to discuss issues to do with peace, where M23 and the government have to come together and sit on the table and form a peaceful government in DRC, is where you find an escalation in war still related to Joseph Kabila. It's an interesting one, but let's see how that trial is going to go. But as far as I'm concerned, Joseph Kabila will not be in court unless he's arrested, deported, and taken to DRC. And that's also possible because, I mean, DRC is part of the SADC countries. That's the Southern Development Cooperation, body, the whole of it. And I'm sure they have some agreements, and that's where Joseph Kabila has been for a long time in South Africa. So maybe because of the relations between the government of South Africa and DRC, you just never know that he could be arrested and be brought to Congo or Kinshasa for trial at the high court, at the military court. Interesting story developing, but yeah, that is the story that you need to watch out for. Subscribe, and you will know more that I have in store for you.